Wimborne Town and Evesham United shared the points in a 1-1 draw at the Bartercard Cuthbury Stadium this afternoon in that old cliche, a game of two halves. Both goals came in the first half, 45 minutes, that were pretty much dominated by the visitors. They went ahead on 18 minutes when Wimborne lost possession in their own half, and when the ball was crossed to the left, there was Harry Williams who beat the Wimborne defence and squeezed the ball in at the corner of the net despite a couple of defenders being there. 8 minutes later, a setback for Wimborne Town when John Blake had to go off for injury and he was replaced by Andy Powell. Evesham had chances to double their lead just before the break. That man, Mark Gamble, got onto the end of an Andy Powell deflected shot to make it 1-1 at the break. If the first half belonged to Evesham, well, the second half was very definitely belonging to the Magpies. But not before Jason Harville had to make a tremendous save on 52 minutes when he tipped the ball round for a corner. On 55 minutes, a Jamie Davidson free kick, the first of a few in the second half, was deflected wide, and then great work from Sam Griffin on 64 minutes, and George Webb's shot was expertly tipped over by the Evesham keeper, who was by far the busier of the two keepers at this point in the game. On 68 minutes, Evesham substitute Nathan Jackson managed to get his name in the book, twice in fact. 10 minutes after coming on, he'd collected 2 yellows and was dispatched for an early bath. Evesham very much up against it now, and it was nearly all Wimborne. Another good save from their keeper on 74 minutes from a free kick. And Wimborne attacking right to the end on 86 minutes, a tremendous scramble in Evesham goalmouth when Sam Griffin headed the ball back from beyond the far post, and Mark Gamble and Jamie Davidson both went close before it was clear for a corner. You've got to give some credit to Evesham United. They looked at a tidy outfit, and I think that's 4 away league games without defeat. So they're nobody's fool, and their defence looked very solid. But you would think with all the pressure that Wimborne had in the second half, that goal would have come. But probably it's goals that count, so on reflection a draw was probably a reasonable result. Next up for Wimborne, we're at Yate Town on Tuesday and away to Frome Town in the FA Cup next Saturday, and we hope to see you at one of those games. I've got Steve Cuss with me after today's 1-1 draw with Evesham United. Steve, a game of two halves really. I thought we were a wee bit fortunate to be level at half time, but we dominated the second period. Yeah, absolutely. I thought our performance in the first half didn't match our standards that we set from the start of the season, and we needed a little bit of luck to come in at 1-1. 1-0 down, they had a couple of chances to really put the game beyond us, but you know, in a strange kind of way, that's a positive, because you look at those kind of games last year, we would have been 2-0 down and probably maybe out of the game. So we dug in and got into half time, and you know, second half, as you say, we dominated it. If it wasn't for the keeper making 3 or 4 great saves towards the end, we'd have got the 3 points. Yeah, and I guess we're thinking that's maybe 2 points dropped, but I thought they looked a useful team, Evesham, particularly at the back. Yeah, I think that shows how far we've come. We think that we're dropping points against the likes of Evesham, who have got, you know, experienced Southern League players. They've signed players in their squad that have done very well in the Southern League for a long time. So for us to get a draw against them on paper is a good result, but we're in the change room, we're disappointed. Yeah. We thought we could have had 3 today. Yeah, some excellent performances. I thought first half Scott Arnold looked back to his absolute best, and in the second half Sam Griffin was pretty much unplayable. Yeah, I think Scott's been, you know, the model consistency really this season. His performances, I know what I'm going to get from him week in, week out, and I think his defending has been great. But he's also getting forward a lot more this year, and it's given us another angle to our attack. And I've been pleased with all our attacking players this season. I think we've looked a real threat. But again, Sam Griffin, when he's running at you and he's got that ball at his feet, he looks a real talent and a real threat, and I thought again today he showed all the positive signs of that. And his first touch is really, and he's good in the air as well. Yeah. I mean, he's very much all-round player. Yeah, and he's got an eye for a goal as well. Yeah, you know, hopefully he'll get a few goals for us this season, like he started. So, you know, Sam and the rest of the forward players, I've been delighted with them. And like I say, we've got a real threat, and you know, we've got to try and keep that going. Encouraging to see the crowd today, 267, which is really good. Yeah, they probably didn't see us at our best in the first half, but they saw more about us in the second half, and hopefully they've enjoyed it, and they'll come back when maybe the Bournemouth team aren't at home. Well, let's hope they didn't leave at half time. All clear on the injury front, apart from Patrick, obviously. Yeah, Patrick's it's obviously a long-term injury now, a little tear in his Achilles, and that's a big blow to us, because Patrick's been absolutely terrific since the start of the season in his new midfield role.
and he's been part of the plan to be hard to play against, and especially away from home. I think we're going to miss Pat a lot. But
and I think we're going to get some news on Monday as to just how serious that
is. Yeah, he's got waiting for a telephone call. He's had a scan, and it will be it's definitely a tear there, but it's whether it's an operation or whether he just goes in straight into plaster. So it's a big blow for him and a big blow for us because he's been playing so well. And obviously then it kind of like all happens in the same areas. So we've got another midfielder in John Blake who's pulled some kind of muscle today, and it'll be touch and go whether he can play Tuesday. So a little bit short.
He's out for next Saturday anyway.
He's suspended for next Saturday, but we'll see if we can get him fit for Tuesday night. But I thought, young Andy come on and showed he's been patient. He's come up to this level, never played at this level before, and he come on. He gave us a little spark when he come on today. So I've said before the Bashy game, we're not frightened of playing the young lads that are on the bench, and if they're needed over the next coming weeks, they'll be in and they'll be playing.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.